Hi everybody, my name is Bree and welcome back to my channel, Bree's Arts. Alright you guys, so for today's video, not only is it sponsored by Skillshare, but also I am going to be doing just, kind of a mishmash of different kinds of decor, no real theme going on, just whatever kind of popped into my brain this week. All of the items that I'm using today are from Dollar Tree and Dollarama. And with that being said, let's get into the first DIY. All right, you guys, here we go with DIY number 1. And what we are going to do, this is so easy, you guys, and it's so pretty. So just using one of these 10 by 10 frames from Dollar Tree, I took out all of the backing and the matting and the glass, and one of these stick tiles that is also from the Dollar Tree. I've just removed the backing there, and we're just going to adhere this right to the glass. Now, I learned something about these stick tiles, and you will now learn along with me. So I went around the edges, trimming it down along the glass there on all 4 sides. So what I learned is that these tiles are stuck to the adhesive along the sides. So look at this. The tile literally came right off. It came right off the backing, and now I'm just like, what am I gonna do with this? But move on, move forward, and we're just going to keep it on there, throw it back in the frame, good to go. It would have been better, to have it stuck onto the entire frame, and really, you can use some hot glue if you want to, but this worked out just fine. And then using one of these little decor pieces with the beads on top, this is also from the Dollar Tree. I'm pretty sure this entire project is Dollar Tree, you guys. And so I just removed the string hanger, and I'm taking the backing out because that BU, it is completely blank on the other side, so it worked out perfectly. And so I'm just going to magically paint this up in some white chalk paint, throw it back into the frame, just like that. And then these wall decals are from the Dollar Tree as well. There are other ones that you can use too, like there's another blue kind. I just didn't have any with me, but I like this metallic one. Throw it into the center, take some hot glue, and then adhere the frame into the middle. And this project is done. Like, how easy and how beautiful is that? Like in a pair, it would be gorgeous. All right, everybody, I'm just popping in here really quick to say hello to all of my breezers, all of my old subscribers, my new subscribers, and everybody in between. Thank you so much for watching my videos, you guys. I love you so much, and I appreciate you more than you know. And I just wanted to remind everybody that if you like home decor on a budget, stuff that looks kind of expensive, but you really didn't spend very much on it, well, then you have come to the right place. So make sure you tap that like button, make sure you subscribe, and also be sure that your notifications are set to all so that you don't miss any of my uploads. And with all of that being said, you guys, let's get back into those projects. And on to the next DIY number 2. All right, so this decor piece I got at Thanksgiving from Dollarama, and I'm just going to just quickly sand down the surface here, just because like the paint was a little bit raised, and now I'm just taking my black chalk paint and going along just in the center there to cover up all of these words. I have done this before using black chalk paint just to cover things so that whatever paint you're putting over top of it, you can't see through the paint and you don't have to do as many coats. So here I'm using my white chalk paint and my sponge roller, and I did have to do 3 coats over top of these, but they're fairly rough. It's not super like perfect. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't get any of the paint on the sides of it. And now here I'm using one of these half sphere styrofoam balls. I'm pretty sure I got these at Dollarama. You can get them at Michael's too, probably Walmart, all of that. And so what we're gonna do is a cement look. So using my Maui sand, or is this Castle? No, it's Maui Sand by Folk Art. I'm using this dark gray as like a base coat. It's probably similar to Elephant with Waverly, I would assume, but just went all around the front and then on top here. And I really actually like the texture on the top of the sphere, like where I actually cut it. So I'm using that as the top. And this is the Maui Sand, again by Folk Art, and using my chippy brush, I'm just pouncing it up and down, like dabbing it onto the entire sphere where I painted there. And this is gonna give it that, rustic, rough cement look. I have done this before in my DIYs. I really like this technique of layering and, giving it a lot of texture, and I think it looks fantastic. And just drying it up with my heat gun. Be very careful when you use your heat gun on styrofoam because it will melt it if you're not careful. And then using my little, I guess this is a stencil brush, it's from Dollar Tree, and my Parisian Gray by Folk Art. Again, just dabbing that on, and you can see how the cement look is really taking shape here. It looks so good. You see? Check it out. And with all of the colors and all of the dimension, I love how these came out. And doing that to both, and of course, taking it along the top there to bring out the texture on the top. And then look at that. See, they look so fantastic. It looks like cement. Who woulda thunk it? And then just a final step, I'm just using a very small rough, or I guess not, I'm using my stencil brush again with a little bit of white chalk paint, just a tiny bit, to give it that last final touch for this cement look. I love it. Check it out. Dab. And there we go. And so I'm just going to take my scissors, poke a hole, put some succulents in. Some of these succulents are from Walmart, some are from Amazon, some are from Dollar Tree, Dollarama, like all over the place. I have a whole collection of succulents. And we're just going to throw those onto the tops of these spheres. And you can do whatever you want. Like if you want to put flowers in there, do that. Like it would look fantastic. Like anything that you guys want. And then I am just hot gluing these onto my little plaque here, and this DIY is done. It's so easy, and look at how pretty it is. Oh my goodness. I absolutely love how it came out. Tell me what you think, you guys. All right, you guys, so I'm just popping in here really quickly to talk about Skillshare. Now, Skillshare is a learning community where thousands of people come together to explore their creative journeys. Now, I know that you right there, if you're watching this video, you are a creative person. So Skillshare is a great place to start learning more about how you can expand your creativity. From photography to illustration to DIY home decor, there are thousands of classes that you will be able to explore to fit your needs and interests. Skillshare's classes are also ad-free, you guys, so you can get into the zone and let your creativity soar. There are new premium classes that are launched every single week, so there's always something new to explore on Skillshare. All right, you guys, so the most recent class that I've taken is called The Beginner's Guide to Resin by Jani Vasquez. Now, I've always been intimidated by resin, you guys, but a friend of mine who has made some absolutely beautiful projects kind of convinced me to give it a whirl. So after taking this class, I have decided that I would like to tackle this medium and make some gorgeous DIYs. Like, look at that. It's so pretty. All right, you guys. So the first 1,000 people to click the link down in my description box will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare so that you can start exploring your creativity today. I want to send a huge shout out to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. And with all of that said, you guys, let's get back into those DIYs. And let's jump right into DIY number 3. All right, so this is an interesting project, you guys, and you'll have to tell me what you think down in the comments below, because I'm not sure if it's like a fail or if it's just maybe I don't like it, didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, or what was in my head. But let's continue on. You guys be the judge. So you can see here I'm using a couple of these snakes from the Dollar Tree, and I just cut them off so that they were like a nice tight circle. I'm not 100% sure how long it is, you guys. Just, use your judgment. You can see it makes a nice tight circle. And I am using my E6000 and some hot glue. So the hot glue is for the immediate hold, the E6000 is for the permanent hold, and we just let that dry for a little bit here. Now, I'm taking a whole bunch of skewers and cutting them down. I did 3 different lengths because I just wanted it to be, I didn't want it to be completely perfect. I wanted a few different lengths of the skewers here. You'll see what I'm talking about. So the skewers actually fit right into those little grooves along the snake when they're pulled like that in a circle. So I'm just going around using my hot glue and putting the skewers, like 2 of them side by side, and then skipping a slot, and then 2, and then skipping a slot. And I'm using different lengths all the way around, so it's not completely uniform all the way around, if that makes any sense to you guys. And just continuing on, and there we go. So you can kind of see how this is shaping up. Now, I should have painted this before I put everything together, but I wasn't 100% sure if I was gonna paint it or leave it natural, so I decided to paint it. If you want to leave it natural, you do you. If you want to paint it a different color, you go ahead. Like, this is always, you guys, just for inspiration. And so I made this difficult on myself, but it all turned out in the end. So just going around, painted it up, drying it with my heat gun, went around on the inside of the skewers as well to get that all painted up, and I will maybe show that eventually. I'm not sure. There we go. So just, painting up on the inside so I can get my hand in there. And that's kind of how it turned out. Like, it's not terrible. Yeah, I don't know. This is interesting. Trial and error. I just had something in my brain and I don't know if it actually, I don't know. You guys tell me. You tell me down below. And so I'm just going to do the exact same thing on the top. And so here you can see why I did 3 different lengths of those skewers, because it just kind of, gives it a little bit more interest on the top of this is a candle holder, kind of a lantern. I'm not sure what you would call it. But, and doing the same thing, making sure everything is all lined up, using my hot glue and adhering everything in there. So just making sure that everything is like completely perpendicular to the bottom and that it's nice and straight and parallel, like the snake pieces are parallel and straight on each side. And then, yes, I did not paint that one either because I was too antsy in my pantsy to get the top of it on. So you can see here, I am just doing a very rough coat of the white all the way around that top piece. And then I did the outside as well. So there you see it. It's kind of cool. I don't know. It's interesting, a little bit different, I like it. It's fine. And so then now I'm taking just a tiny little bit of my Parisian gray, just roughing it up, giving it some texture and some dimension instead of it just being like stark white. And all the way around on the skewers and everything. And then using this technique here, I've said it before, I got it from Kathy Jo. I'm sure a lot of you already did this already. I think it's brilliant. It's a great way to paint small things. And so I have upside down paint and I put all of my beads on it so it's stuck and they don't move around, and just going along and painting all of those white. Paint, 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 paint. And now we're just going to take those beads and hot glue them onto the 2 skewers that are close together, just to give it a little final detail. I think that this is very like beachy looking, kind of, I wouldn't say nautical, but definitely like, beachy and rustic and whatever. And so I'm just using a pillar candle, like a battery pillared candle, and I'm just placing it on top of one of those glass candle holders from the Dollar Tree. And that's it, you guys. Oh no, it's not. I forgot. I did take some of this vine that I got at Dollarama, and I'm just throwing that in there just to give it a finishing touch. It would be really cool, like to put some starfish around the outside as well, like little tiny starfish or some seashells. That would be really nice too, you guys. So many options. It's so pretty. I actually kind of like it now that I'm watching it. Tell me what you think. All right, you guys, last one, DIY number 4. And this one is my favorite one, just so you guys know I love how this turned out. So these decor pieces I got at the Dollar Tree, and I'm just taking off, like that fresh is like a kind of a metal word. It's on top of styrofoam. It's adhered down with some hot glue or some sort of adhesive. It's actually really easy to take off with your heat gun. And I didn't get it all off, so I'm just sanding it down and getting rid of all of those letters there. This sanded off really, really easily, so I didn't have to do the black technique that I did in the other DIY to cover up the letters because they sanded off perfectly. And so I'm just using my white chalk paint and going along there. I really, really like this metal detail that is on these decor pieces. So I made sure that I didn't get any paint on them. And if I did, you can just like scratch it off. It's not a big deal. And so I did all of the sides except for the bottom there. And now using these palettes from Dollar Tree as well, I'm just removing the hangers here and the stickers, and we're making a tray. I freaking love this tray, or like a riser, I guess it would be. And then using my wood tint, this is in the color Walnut by Folk Art, and gloves. Make sure you wear gloves when you're using this, you guys, because it stains your hands. And so I just put a coat on there with and wiped it off with a baby wipe. And I did that on all of the sides there. And here you can see I am just using some hot glue and adhering this to the side there, like on top of that little white piece. And then we are going to do the same thing on the other side. Now, this is something too that you can use upside down if you wanted to, like as kind of a basket or something, just by putting some like popsicle sticks on the sides. That would work too, you guys. And this homeward I got from the Dollar Tree. I'm just using my black chalk paint, giving that just one coat. It's all it needed, all the way across. And there we go. And I'm just going to hot glue that to the front of this riser here. And then you'll notice that I did, like the back of that home of the H is sticking up. So I did grab my black chalk paint again, and I just finished that up with my black chalk paint. And that's it for this DIY, you guys. It's so simple. I absolutely love it. It's on my hutch. Tell me what you think about this one. I think it's so great. Alright, you guys, that is it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed these projects. Even my kind of fail, like, tell me, do you think that that lantern candle holder, like, what do you think? I don't know. I'm not completely sold on it, but I want to hear what you guys have to say about it. Now, I want to send a huge shout out to Skillshare for sponsoring this video, and a huge thank you to everyone who is watching. You guys are so amazing. Thank you so much for all of your lovely comments every week. I appreciate you more than I can say. Now, let me know down in the comments which one of these is your favorite. And in my description box, I do have a Buy Me a Coffee link if you want to support my channel. It just, helps me to bring you more DIYs and, get some craft supplies and some paint and, all of that kind of stuff that I need to do these videos every week. Now, if you like what you see, do me a solid. Tap that like button, maybe subscribe, tell your friends, all of that jazz. Stay tuned for the gag reel. Bye, guys. Now, with all of that said, you guys, let's hop back into, hop back. So, Now, if you are new here and you like home decor on a budget, stuff that kind of looks expensive, but didn't pay very much for it, don't dollar store, Dollar Tree, Dollarama. Okay, you guys. One more little pop in because I want to say hey. Hey. All right. Well, I think we got it. Anything else, you guys? Anything else that I should be talking about? I don't know. I think I talked too much already. That's been pointed out before. Whatever. So I just want to say I'm sorry that my video is a little bit late this week, you guys, but we've been working super hard in the yard. I had both kids with rakes, with weed whippers, lawnmowers, the whole 9 yards, and the yard is starting to look really good. So I can't wait to show you. I will be showing you pictures later, but summer. Got this weird thing going on here. You see that? Kind of sticking out. Stop it. Stop it. Jeez Louise. Look at my tray. I love that tray. It looks freaking fantastic right there. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Down in the comments, tell me what that's from. If you know, we're best friends. Yeah, see, it's still. Look at it! I guess we just have to live with it, don't we? Because I ain't firing up the straightener again. Not happening. Okay, I think we got it. You know what? This is becoming second nature, peeps. Second nature. Still screw up every now and then, but not too shabby.